Good morning, friends, followers, fan channel members. Hope you're all doing well. Good afternoon, actually, now, technically, if you are in the UK. Oh, look at our little baby bus. I know it's not the true baby bus, that would be the A318, but for the Easyjet fleet, this is the baby bus, the crisp packet. So, our first flight today, it's a short one. I only got time for a short one today, but I did want to, I was eager to check the aircraft out live on stream with you guys. And flight designs, how did I know someone was going to comment on that? I'd have probably bet good money it was going to be you as well. Yes, okay, ignore the reg. But yeah, we're going to be taking her out from Belfast down to the Isle of Man. Real world route that Easyjet fly. They do quite a few little hops from Belfast to Isle of Man. I mean, the flight time's only about 32 minutes. They quite often also use the A320 on this route, but they have been known to use the A319s as well. I was going to do Manchester to the Isle of Man, but they pretty much exclusively use the 320s, even the A320 Neos. So probably just because they might have got a slightly better chance at getting in. It's a little less floaty. The Isle of Man is sat obviously in the Irish Sea, and it gets quite a bit of wind from time to time, so you do get aircraft holding for a while. And of course, we spoke about this a little bit on our live stream yesterday. Yes, this aircraft has the longest range out of the 320 family, but it's also got the lowest maximum landing weight. So the regulated landing weight of this aircraft is depending on sort of the current conditions and stuff. If you've got really bad weather at an airport, a nice short runway, just because you have a maximum landing weight of 62.5 tons for this aircraft, that doesn't mean you're going to safely get in at that landing weight, because other factors come into play. We're okay today though. We've got a nice strong headwind in the Isle of Man. It's not raining, not yet anyway, so we might get blown around a little bit on finals, and that's essentially what we're looking for, just to see how it handles. So welcome on board, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining us. I know we don't often do midday streams, do we? But that's what we're doing today. So hey, Swedish, Flying Cube, Mike, Tight Shibas, Profan, Taser, all coming in. Hey, Gamer Boy, we've Sean, hello, Matusha, Pleasure Beach, Brad, guys, thank you for joining us. Kelly, Flight Designs, obviously. Paul Newman, good evening to you, Paul. Hope you're doing well. Cornwolf, Dr. Magic's on board. Hey, Dr. Magic, and Da Vinci, good to see you, Da Vinci. Always a pleasure to have you on board, mate. Daniel says, keeping you back from work. I did think a daytime stream. This is basically just going to be everyone's entertainment whilst they're working from home, isn't it? At least that's the plan. So welcome to everybody. Apologies if I did miss your name. And over on Twitch as well, if you're watching on Twitch, good afternoon to you. So yeah, let's have a little look at our baby bus then before we start briefing things. Streamlabs has been an absolute pain this morning. For some reason, it won't capture my tablet window, so I don't know what's happened there. It's so I'm just going to have to try and remember to bring that across whenever I want to show you guys something. Hey David, good to see you. Yep, so the A319, which is usually recognised quite easily, apart from being short, by the single emergency exit over the wing. Easyjet though, they cram they cram as many passengers into their aircraft as they can, which means that to comply with standards they need two. So you've got the double emergency exits over the wings, regardless, even though it's a 319. If you check out British Airways and that, then they'll only have the one. Phoenix doing a great job with this, of course, because depending on the livery you're flying, that is exactly what they've done. Captain Julian, good afternoon, mate. Hope you're doing well. Gamer Boy, how do you display the FPM when you land? I have no idea how that's done on Xbox. My FPM that you see when it lands is a streaming overlay, so not even I see that. Only you guys see that. Also getting a gorgeous view of Pyrgis Airport as well. Belfast Pyrgi, which is just a work of art, as are most Pyrgi airports. We really need to go back to Edinburgh, don't we? Now version 2 is out, because that is gorgeous. Flyscania, mate, thank you for the follow, and Isel Jones as well, mate. Thank you for joining us. These engines look huge because of how small this aircraft is. The engines look huge. They'll go up like a rocket, but yeah, looking forward to seeing how she handles. Gatwick Spotter, you're the second one to to mention that. And oh, you know what? This just doesn't get any better looking at the head. Right, let's get on board. So no real difference again. Everything looking pretty much the same. The pack flow button is back, of course, and slightly different fuel panel, more akin to the 320, but yeah, it's fine. Oscar Bag said great you on frequency at Gatwick last night. I like Gatwick. Gatwick's always good fun. Ice Sky, I'm not on Xbox. No, definitely not on Xbox. The Fenix aircraft isn't available on Xbox, so that's yeah, that's a no. Right, yeah, my tablet's not showing for some reason. God knows why. But yeah, so a little bit of info on this aircraft. Maximum fuel, you can take 19 tons. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Maximum takeoff weight, 75.5 tons. And our max landing weight is 62.5 tons. That's the maximum, that's the structural maximum landing weight. Usually there will be a regulated landing weight, particularly if you're flying somewhere on a short runway and with bad weather. We're okay today though, because it's a short route, we're not overly heavy, and we don't need much fuel basically. So here is our operational flight plan. There you can see it. We're off. Our payload today is about 9 tons. We're massively underloaded, which is great. The alternate is right back here in Belfast. We're going to be cruising. Look at that, 9,000 feet. We might get a bit higher than that. That might just be the first cruise level. Nice little tailwind as well, pushes us down. 32 minutes is our trip time. Because the flight is so short as well, we're going to brief the arrival as well, just because we literally won't have time to be doing all that comprehensive brief when we're in the sky, because it's the flight is just not long enough. Off 2.5, in on 2.6. Plug fuel is 3.1. We can take a little bit more if we wish. CNR is 1.8. That's basically to get back. I mean, the fuel that we've got loaded here is to get there and back after a go around and attempted landing at the Isle of Man, so shouldn't really need to take any more. But yeah, just have a look at that. At the moment it looks like they're planning a 18 knot headwind, so no crosswind, which I know many of you will be disappointed for, but even a headwind, that proves its own little challenges, a little bit of buffeting, and of course ground speed mini might be coming into play as well as we land. We've got a couple of other alternates there as well. We've got Manchester, Luton. I meant to set that to Liverpool, not Luton. The passengers will be very upset if they end up there. And we've got Birmingham as well. A little look at the weather brief. So Isle of Man at the moment, yeah, there you can see those winds getting up to about 18 knots, but it is straight down the line. Rain predicted there this afternoon. Oh, slight chance, probably not going to happen. And also says there tempo gusts between, well, basically all day, maybe getting up to about 28 knots. So that could be interesting as well. See if any of that comes to fruition. All the others looking absolutely fine. There's the flight route. Not much more to say about that. No significant weather either. We're not high enough for the second chart. And just have a look, make sure all the arrows are in the right direction. Yes, they are, so there's not going to be any sort of surprises there. Smooth ride for everybody in the back. No tabs, quick look at that. Aldergrove, nothing. Isle of Man. Just checking. Obstacle clearance height, yeah, don't need to worry about that. That's fine. SRA runway, not available. Well, that doesn't bother us. Not going to be landing with an 18 knot tailwind, are we? So that's fine. So what fuel we're going to go for? I think we shall opt for, we might take a little bit more just in case we have a go and for whatever the wind knocks us out, so we decide to have another go before maybe coming back here. Let's take, we can safely take 4 tons. So we'll take 4 tons of fuel. I say we're massively underloaded today. Not many people are travelling to the Isle of Man, so it's going to be if that means we should be fine. We will be fine. Right, 4 tons of fuel. Let me just get ground crew to start sorting that out. GSX, of course. So, GSX, 4 tons of fuel, and hopefully that will start loading in a moment. CJ1123 says it's windy here at the moment. Oh, CJ, are you actually in the Isle of Man at the moment? If so, it'd be great to see how realistic that is. Lovely. So we've got no ATC here in the middle of the day. What a surprise. Let's have a look then at... Oh my word, there's a fire truck just driven straight into us. What's going on there? Right, well that's it. Flight's cancelled. Let's have a look at the METAR then. We've got winds 250 at 8, so that's straight down the line as well actually, but quite strong. So 250 at 18, great for performance. Visibility is fine, fuel clouds 22, scatter 37, 14, and the QNH is 1003. Right, that's everything I need from there to begin with. Let's just check that we're all set up and working as we want it to. So, external power is on, pumps are off, packs are off. Just turn these down a little bit so we don't boil the passengers. Nav lights are on. Seatbelt signs are off, ready for refueling. And we've got spoil flaps, gear, and parking brake. That's fine. Confirm the gear. And QNH then is 1003. We're on Unicom at the moment. I might just switch frequencies for a second. Monitoring the guard frequency. Let's make sure we turn that on. We'll turn on the cabin. We'll turn on the PA as well, just so we can have a listen to those when they start. And switching panel is fine. Thrust levers. Just check that the calibration of these is fine as well. Yeah, you shouldn't need to recalibrate from the 320. You use the same settings that you've already set up for that, so that's cool. Transponder should be squawking to 1000 and in standby, which it now is. 1003. Get constraints on there, and we've got our company message. Initial climb out of here we will check, but I'm going to go 4000. There are no standard instrument departures here, so basically you just follow the ATC instructions. But there's no ATC, so we'll sort ourselves out. Right, let's start setting up our box. Sort our init request out. Read through if the A318 is the baby, is the A319 the forgotten middle child? See, we've got 4 kids. My lad who's 9, and then we've got the 3 girls who are 5, the triplets. So middle child doesn't really come into it. Even the middle of the 3, they're only the middle child by about 90 seconds, so that doesn't really count. Right, so we've done the flight in it, or 32 minutes. That's perfect. So 3 nav greens. Oh, not closest airport, just don't need that. Guys, follow it over on Twitch, that's awesome. Thanks for your support, guys. Aircraft status, CFMs, and valid air cycle. Okay, and init page. What are we today? Easy 934 Romeo. Cost index of 4. And where's my flight plan gone? Right, so I'm just going to check that cruising altitude. It had us at 9,000 feet, which flight level 90. That seems very low, doesn't it? It seems very low indeed. I'm actually going to increase that a tad. We're not going to fly 9,000 feet all the way there. So let's just increase that by a little bit. Let's go flight level. Let's go flight level 130. Certainly not long enough to get up to sort of 30,000 feet or anything like that. So we'll go flight level 13, which is nice. Almost feels like a VFR flight. Departing on 25, no SIDS. Arriving on ILS 26, there are no stars. In fact, we'll go no veer as well. I'll explain why in a moment. So first waypoint is Lisbon, that's correct. Belfast is the VR. Although I think they were doing work on that and decommissioning it, wasn't it? Let's do our init B page then. So, ground crew, are they on with the load sheets? Let's find out. Right, it's got a takeoff weight of 50.8. Is that a zero fuel weight? Sorry, not a takeoff weight. 50.8. And our takeoff CFG is going to be 27.6. And zero fuel weight CFG is 20. Is that an 8 or a 6? Can't see. 28.6. Okay, let's get that in the box. So 28.6. Fuel for the alternate, which is back here, is, let's call that 0.9. And fuel planning. Oh, have I not downloaded the winds? Ah, I have not. Michael says we're coming into Mahon yesterday with his jet. Felt like Easyjet with the winds.
Keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free, and
just check the IRS as well. Stand 13 for us today. Yep, that's fine. Right, what's our takeoff weight?
Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you.
50.8. Okay, sorry, 53.6. Looking at the wrong place. 53.6. So our takeoff weight. Although, no, it's not, because we're taking 4 tons of fuel, not 3. 54.6. Try again. Right, on to our takeoff performance calculations then. We'll also do a landing performance calculation as well. We'll do a dispatch landing calculation. So off 2.5 it is dry flaps. 1 for departure, yeah, all of that's turned off. Takeoff weight 546, and that CFG is 27.6. Live weather. Intersection will go full length. Where's Bravo? Bravo might be a bit quicker for us. Let's have a quick check. So we're stand 13. Oh, Bravo is there. Oh, we could do Bravo. We're in a baby jet. We don't need a lot of space. Yeah, so Bravo will do. Takeoff distance 1607. Check that's reflected accurately here. 1607. Nice. Look at those speeds. How slow. 117, 117, 123. Even with a high flex as well. So the flex is 68 and flaps 1. Good, okay, so over to SimSmart for thrust reduction acceleration values. Oh, why have we not got thrust reduction acceleration values in there? That's interesting. Oh, I'm going to have to go back to the chart now. Got the engine out procedure in there though. So, how high are we? Threshold is 268, so we want 268, 800 feet above, which for us is 1068, which is close enough there. So, 1068. 1068. So, because Easyjet use 800 feet AGL for their noise abatement 2 takeoffs, and 1068. There we go. Alright, so the engine out procedure, let's have a look at that. Is standard 1800 feet, left turn Belfast VOR, and enter the hold, 052 left turns. Okay, let's grab that and pop it into the secondary flight plan. Just in case something goes bang. That inbound course 052. Left turns.
Hello.
And then if that has happened, obviously we'll be looking to get back into Belfast. So, new destination.
Good afternoon.
In where we've just left, ILS 25, no stars, and Belfast 1. Right, so box should be configured. Here come all our passengers, look. If I just check the plan on that, we should see, yeah, straight out, there's the hold at Belfast, and there's the teardrop approach back in for the ILS. Awesome. At the com, have we got the 80s for Belfast? We've not got the 80s, we've just got the Meta. There's no ATC online, so sadly not got that.
On board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, to keep your small items under the seat in front.
Hello.
These include laptops, handbags, duty-free,
Connor, can we get the 319, 321 Neo to be added into SimSmart in the far future? In the far future, maybe. At the moment, we're still trying to get the web version working correctly, so people can use it on their iPads and things, and their phones. We also want to get a landing calculator popped in there. There's a lot of work already been done on that. We've got loads and loads of figures, which is great because then your dispatch landing calculations can be done as well. Speaking of which, we're going to do that now for us. So let me just bring that on. If we have a look at the arrival performance, then we're looking to land. Let's have a look. So our landing weight was planned to be 52.7. We've added an extra 900 kilograms of fuel, just for the sake of it. That is then going to be, well, if we do 52.7, 53.7, let's say our landing dispatch calculation will work on 54 tons then. So, arrival performance 26, which is probably better. Landing weight 54. And just check how that's looking. Right, okay, so there you are. Flaps full will get us in with auto brake low. That wind really helping us out there. However, as we're doing dispatch landing calculation is usually a little bit more conservative than your airborne calculation. So if we did flaps full and we did auto brake medium, there we can see we are going to be fine. So we've already done that. We already know we're going to land with auto brake medium as we're coming in. I'd like to do a flaps 3 landing, to be fair. Well, that a flaps 3 landing and auto brake medium is nice. Just gives a bit more energy as we're coming in. Lovely. So that's been done. Let's have a look at the brief then, both for departure and for landing, as we don't have much time in the air. So starting with departure, of course, we're stand 30, we push back south on X-ray, and we'll taxi out to Bravo for our departure. Now it's a very short taxi, so once we push back we'll get both engines started and we'll do the flight control checks and all that stuff there, maybe run the checklists before we start moving. Once we start moving, we haven't really got much time to be doing much else. So let's do everything before we start that taxi. So then off runway 25. Now there are no standard instrument departures here at Belfast, as you can see, so there's just basically a list of departure routes. MSA then is 3,400 feet, so the plan will be to fly straight out runway heading. Once we're at 3,400 feet, we'll turn towards our first waypoint to the left, which is Lisbo. Initial climb, there you go, 4,000 feet. We've got that set on the FCU already. And then from Lisbo, we're basically up and away. No speed restrictions, so so just clean up and retract flaps on schedule, all that stuff. And then that's it. We're on our way to the Isle of Man. Now, interestingly enough, because there are no arrival, no standard arrival routes either in the Isle of Man, what we're going to do is, once we sort of get down here, we'll do as they do in real world, which is they basically fly eastwards, almost straight over this little peak there at 1583. We'll fly eastwards and then come around a sort of a right-hand traffic pattern into the Isle of Man, and then from there pick up the ILS for the approach. Now let's just have a little look at that, because we're going to set up the approach page before we go as well. So yeah, we're going to fly north of the airfield. You think it's probably safe to fly south, but just because of the terrain. But to be perfectly honest, we're not going to be flying over the Isle of Man at 2,000 feet, so we don't need to worry too much about that, and it saves fuel rather than going all the way to the south and then back round. So come across to the north of the Isle of Man, then we'll turn, we'll self-vector ourselves in, base turn down to the south, and then pick up the ILS. So things to note about this: our minimums are 240. MSA as we're flying is 27 and 32. That's based on the Isle of Man VOR. So yeah, we can, as long as we don't drop down below 3,200 feet, we know we're safe. And then we just have a little look down here. There we go. So as we're coming in to land, we've got a slight displaced threshold there, 296. The platform altitude's 2,000 feet. It's a normal 3-degree glide path. Pappies will be on the left. And other than that, it's all it's just pretty straightforward. Transition altitude is 3,000 feet. Okay, so with that, let's just pop in the arrivals page and just get some of that stuff filled in. So we know that's correct. The minimums, I've already said, are 240. We will get updated meta as we're going. We'll do a config 3 landing, so that's set. We'll mess with the overhead in a bit, not before departure. Get the latest winds in a moment. We'll get the latest QNH once we're airborne, just as we start that approach, and then we're all done. But even that is looking for a VAP of 133. But there is quite strong headwinds, so you might see our airspeed, indicated airspeed, being even faster than that. Paul, setting up the plane is long on the flight time. It actually is. Yep, it actually is for a flight like this. Grand. So that's all done. We know how we're departing, we know how we're arriving. One other thing, just because I don't know the Isle of Man that well, once we've landed, where the hell are we going? Let's grab the airport chart. So we taxi up on Foxtrot to the east apron, I believe, because they've got the largest stands, haven't they? You cannot cross between 7 and 8, so yeah, up on Foxtrot. I was just looking to see if there were any other restrictions, but I don't think there are. Cool. Alright, all done. Let's get that APU fired up then. CJ says it's not hard, it's not a big airport. It's not, but there are also places where big jets like this can't go. I say big jets, this is a big jet for the Isle of Man. So refueling, 4 tons, that's completed and that's balanced. So fuel pumps, they can come back on. That should be set to captain, not captain and purser. Seatbelt signs are on. Company messages come through. That is probably our final load sheet. Now everyone's on board. Takeoff weight 54.6. That's fine. Check our CFGs 28.6, 28.2. Perfect. No LMCs. And we're good. Right, APU is up and running, so external power can come off. Get a bit of bleed air on board, and we'll start getting the oops, wrong one. Start getting GSX into position. Prepare for pushback and departure. Right, cockpit prep checklist then. So aircraft acceptance, that's all been completed. The fuel quantity is 4 tons a balance. Seatbelt signs are on. It is got 3.5 green, and barrier FQ&H is 1003, 270 feet.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Just a reminder, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, then please do hit that like button for us. Does make a difference. Good old YouTube algorithms.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Right, let's flick over onto Unicom. Double check there's no HC co online since we've been here. No. Belfast traffic, Easy394 Romeo, stand 13, pushing back facing south. Hey Jacob, good to see you. Beacon light is on. Transponder.
Locking gear.
And the before start checklist. So our parking brake is on, takeoff data is confirmed, windows are closed, EFB and phones are on flight mode, doors are closed, not yet armed, and the beacon light is on.
Belfast traffic 815, Tango Lima, radio check.
4x5.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, noticeable steering is disconnected, engine mode selected to ignition, and engine 1 start.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check.
Paul, still hoping we get the fly-by-wire A380 this year. Oh, you and everybody else. David says, should have flown from Shannon, you're on the tower. Unfortunately, Easyjet don't fly Shannon to the Isle of Man, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest to you as we are about to demonstrate the safety features of our
Do love this
Airbus
airport.
A320 aircraft. Thank you.
Ollie Ray, do I think I'll end up going around? I hope
Ladies
not.
and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention
We'll see.
while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing
Engine
the
1
exit
available,
routes,
and starting
oxygen
engine
masks,
2.
life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace.
Jacob, do Easyjet fly to the Republic of Ireland at all? No, but they did buy some slots, didn't they, recently at Dublin Airport? Probably just to annoy Ryanair. Parking brake set.
Belfast traffic 815, Tango Lima, 10 mile final, runway 25, Belfast traffic.
Taser, how do you determine the readability of the aircraft? Is it just mostly subject? Yeah. If it's complete static, it's, you know, 0x5. If it's fine, it's 5x5. I think it'd be a bit ambiguous, wouldn't it, to have sort of a 2 or 3x5.
Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust.
DJ, does it matter which engine you start first? If you're not doing a single engine taxi, then no, you can start any first. But Easyjet stops engine 1 first, because they're used to doing single engine taxis. But we're not doing that today. The taxi's far too short.
Disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Do not inflate it inside the aircraft.
Left is clear.
When
Right is
outside,
clear.
inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate,
Benny,
you need to
someone was on here last night saying they
roll
got
to the
issues with their Fenix aircraft, and there was a folder that you had to remove, then do a fresh install, and it wasn't the one in the community folder.
Your tray table must now be stowed
And I forgot what it
armrests
was
down,
now.
Window blinds open and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Right, engine 2's happy as well, so our engine mode selector is back to normal. The pack's on. APU bleed can come off, APU master can come off, anti-ice is obviously not required. And on the spoilers, 0 the rudder, flaps 1, set the trim.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff.
Hello.
Hi Gavin, all the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
Thank you. Not gonna have time to drink that though. Let's do the have to start checklist. Anti-ice is off. Econ status, that's checked. The pitch trim is 27.2 and rudder is neutral. Okay, flight control check then before we go anywhere. So we've got full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, full left, neutral. Benny, it was mentioned on our stream yesterday, the 321, but I can't remember when it was, I'm afraid. Alright, so I think we're good to go. Let's just do, as I say, I wanted to do all that stuff here because it's not a long taxi. So no change to our performance, no LMCs, engine out procedure, if we need it, is standard, straight out, pull the heading bug, and then once we're above 1800 feet it will be a left turn to hold at the Belfast VOR, holding safe at 3000, then we'll decide what we're doing. Departure is straight out, 3,400 feet, left-hand turn, first waypoint, which is Lisbo, and our initial climb is 4,000 feet. Cancel the mast caution, disregard the simism, and clear. Belfast traffic, easy 934 Romeo, taxiing now, hold Bravo for departure, runway 25. Check that, come back to that door page as well because my cabin crew are lazy. There we are. Right, let's roll. Taxi checklist then, flight controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 1. FMAs, we've got climbing up blue 152, 4,000 blue, radar and predictive wind shear are on. ECAM memo, we've got takeoff no blue, and our EFB is stowed. Neen, what Belfast scenery is this? It is Pyrrhus. I don't think they've ever made a bad airport, have they? And that's Bravo. Unlike the A321 that we taxied yesterday, we can stick to the line a little bit more rigidly where we're sat because the nose wheel is a lot closer to us. CJ, we've got the freeware Isle of Man scenery. I've not got any of the payware stuff there yet.
Belfast traffic, Easy 15 Tango Lima, vacated 25.
So, just heard the runway is now vacated. Let's just do a check. Can't see anything else coming in, not heard anything else coming in. Belfast traffic, Easy 934 Romeo, landing at runway 25 Bravo. Straight out departure. Okay, lights on. TCAS and packs off.
I got to Belfast too early, Easyjet and pilot, and we're watching on Twitch. Been a pleasure.
Thanks for watching. Doesn't look like there's much runway there, does there? Okay, lineup checklist, cabin secured, takeoff runway via Bravo is 25, confirmed. TCAS TAR Pax 12 off, let's go. Belfast traffic easy 934, Romeo departing runway 25, straight out departure. And start the chrono. Okay, advance to 50%. I'm just going to hold that on the toe brakes for a little bit. I don't want to be eating up some runway. It's precious at the minute. There we go. They're stable. So, set takeoff thrust, Manflex SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Accelerating very quickly, this small thing. 100 knots. V1. Rotate.
Minimum.
Random call out. Positive climb. Gear up. And nav. My god, it takes me longer to take off in my Cessna. First climb. Climb. Pull heading. Autopilot 1 engaged. Open climb now. Heading mode selected. Okay, we're past SB, so let's clean her up. And now direct to our first waypoint, passing 3-4. Now we're going to continue that climb now to flight level 120. So pop that in open climb, full standard pressure. Thrust climb, open climb, 120 blue.
While the seatbelt sign is off. We recommend you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Beautiful. That's the closed aerodrome, isn't it? That's not in use. It says on the charts, don't mistake this for Belfast.
All details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks.
Oh, that climb rate, 3,300 feet.
Euros, most major currencies and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated.
Anti-ice on just as we head through this low-level cloud, and temperature has dropped a little bit, so we're in the icing range. God, the thing climbs like a rocket. Okay, let's just continue. I am going to go up to. I'm going to go up to 21. Flight level 210 selected. So spoilers up, flaps up, gear up, lights off. We're out of those clouds now, so that can come off. $10,000 feet. Airports on the EFIS, RadNav page, clear out. Belfast. Cost index to 0. Just check the progress. File 2-1, that's going to be fine for us. obviously. Secret flight plan, commonly active. Done. Right, given that we're going to get here very, very soon, flight level 210 there in about 7 miles, we'll go flight level 25. Small, if you could fly any aircraft commercially that's not like a normal airline, which would it be? Something comfortable. If you're going to spend a lot of time in it. Beautiful. Not much in the way of cabin views I've got set up for this aircraft because, well, the cabin's not very big. Just check the company message that we've got as well coming through here. Gate 6 then at the Isle of Man. Have a quick look. Where's that? Oh, my tablet stopped broadcasting to the PC. That's a shame. Try and get that working again. There we go. Gate 6. So that is... oh, that's on the south. I might ignore that. We'll go for the east apron. So just another thing there as well, of course, there you can see that the runway is 46 metres wide. That's plenty big enough for us to turn our little jet around, so we don't need to go all the way to the end and turn around. Not that there's a turning circle there either, anyway. Willie! Hello, mate. Long time no speak. Hope you're doing well. Right, I'm just going to level off because apparently we're at our top of descent already. It's telling us to decelerate, is that right? Top of descent already? Surely not. Well, maybe it thinks we are. Okay, well we've saved fuel by going up. We'll now go straight back down. Proper shuttle style. So, thrust idle over descent, flight level 80 now as we go down. What I am going to do is just go to our fixes page. And enter in Echo Golf November Sierra runway 26 and pop a 9-mile radius around that. Get latest destination data. God, this really is a short flight. So I just need to get the latest weather for the Isle of Man. And winds are 250 at 20. Oh, that's going to be fun. Latest temperature is 16. And the QNH is 1006. Config 3 is confirmed. I'll just tick that up here as well. Taser, sadly, I literally didn't have time to do much of a flight today, so it is going to be It is literally going to be a very short hop for us, I'm afraid, so no return flight for us today. And there is the Isle of Man. Beautiful weather, which is good. Zual 3, hello. Paul, what was the point of climbing so high? Well, the initial flight plan got us at 9,000 feet. I thought, surely that can't be right. Maybe it was. It's not taking us long. To be fair, we're alright. If we have a look now, it looks like we're going to level about 8,000 feet, 580 here. We're then going to, as we've already briefed, we're going to fly downwind, right-hand traffic pattern, and come in for the landing. Good fun. Mike says he once did Belfast to Liverpool, tarmac to tarmac was 28 minutes. Well, the other thing as well, we've definitely spent longer on the ground for this flight than we have in the air. But the other thing as well to remember is you can do Liverpool to the Isle of Man, which is again just like an incredibly short flight. So I'm not sure which is shorter, Liverpool to Belfast. Belfast to Isle of Man or Liverpool to the Isle of Man. Either way. Either way. Right, well, we're on the descent then, as you can see. Just a reminder, guys, if you're shopping, grabbing some bits and pieces from the Contrail store, aircraft, scenery, add-ons, all of that stuff, then you can save yourself 10% using the discount code down at the bottom. That's exclusively for you guys, for the Easyjet Sim Pilot community. And of course, Anybuilds have also got a sale on at the moment, our other channel partner. Link in the video description below, or in the chat as well if you're watching on YouTube, pinned at the top. If you head over to Anybuilds using that link, you'll see some great sale items on as well, which are perfect for the A320 family. Okay, so as briefed, we're now going to turn right and fly this traffic pattern. A traffic pattern in a 320. Sorry, not a 320, huh? A 319. No, I have Y engine 1 before engine 2. So it makes absolutely no difference if you're starting both engines at the gate to taxi. It only really makes a difference if you're doing a single engine taxi. If you're doing single engine taxi, you need engine 1 to be running. But to make sure you're not doing different things each time, then just to keep the routine the same, Easyjet always start engine 1 first, whether it's single engine taxi or not. Willie, where's the airplane going? So it's flying over to the north of the Isle of Man, coming around and then making a right-hand traffic pattern. It's pretty much what's done in real life. So I'm going to wind that speed up because we did climb so high. Nosediving the Isle of Man. Flight Cockpit, I have no idea what the frame rates are, my friend. I don't really look at them. As long as it looks smooth, that's fine by me. Seatbelt signs back on. Got a speed brake out as well. I need to start winding that speed back as we approach 10,000. And is it related to the yellow hydraulic? Yes, it is. So you do turn that on when you are when you're doing single engine taxi. That's right. So should just see the airfield coming into view. So set local QNH 1006 and 3000 blue. Speed brake's still out because I flew far too high. The approach landing, the approach checklist. Bar F QNH then 1006. Seatbelts are on minimums. Auto brake medium. Minimums are set to 40 and EFB is stowed. Jacob says even if the frame rates are rubbish, he still doesn't check it out because it just depresses him at how bad his PC is. Taser, you're kind of half correct. So if you've got engine 1 started, basically it means that you've got control over your brakes. If you're doing it on engine 2, there's a chance you can lose your brakes, but you can turn. Well, if you've got a choice between turning your aircraft and stopping your aircraft, which one do you want to choose? Most people, I'm hoping, would prefer to be able to stop the aircraft. Easy Dream Player, the checklist I'm using, you can download from my Discord server. It's pretty much 99.9% the same as real life. India Romeo Yankee is identified. So very short, but hopefully a sweet stream for you today. Just getting in a little bit of A319 action. We'll take it out for a longer journey at some point. Okay, approach phase is activated, manage the speed, start slowing down. At least that approach phase should be activated. Oh, now it's activated. And that's fine, because if you have a look, we're just above that glide slope. Bring her around. So we're in heading mode still. We've now got alt glide slope, lock blue, cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. VS 200. Flaps 1, speed's checked. Flaps 1. Isle of Man traffic easy 934 Romeo, currently about 3 miles north of the ILS 26 centre line. Distance to run 13 miles for full stop landing. No FE, so on the IAE engines that's normal to have the ignition showing all the time during takeoff and landing. Nothing to do with where you've got your mode selector switch. Lock start. Willie, we took the 321 out last night. Gorgeous flight into Geneva.
Alpha traffic is 64 Golf Charlie, pushing back, stand 10 facing south.
Right, hopefully there's an airport somewhere. Glide slope start. Missed approach altitude 3,000 feet is set. Flaps 2, speeds checked. Flaps 2. Just further, GSX profile already with the Phoenix? Yes, I believe so. Yeah. Right, look at that. 27 knot headwind at the moment.
2,500.
Great altimeter alive. CJ's going to go into the garden and give us a wave. Dead STK, yeah, Wing, I'm sure they will update the drivers. Same with open cockpits. Sorry, mini cockpits. Alright, 7 mile final. I'll push for managed speed, give ground speed midi a fair chance. Gear down, spoilers armed, flaps 3, speeds checked. And landing checklist. Wait for that first one. So the cabin's secured for landing, go around altitude is 3,000 feet, and you can remember she was landing no blue. Elephant traffic easy 934 Romeo. Established ILS 26 5 mile final. Calais, we'll see if we can show that off at some point. Step climbs. Right. Let's take autopilot off and see how the crisp packet handles. Interesting to do this at night time with the water straight in front of you. I think as well it's a captain's only landing here. Two whites, two reds. $500. And stable. Just occasionally having to force the nose down a little bit just because of that strong wind. What we got? 23 knots. We've just lost that centre there. Let's see if we can just get that back.
Minimum.
Continue.
Light slope. Light slope. Light slope. Light slope.
40, 30, 20, retard. 5.
And we're down. Spoilers, risk green, decel, manual brakes. Right, there's another aircraft taxiing, so we will taxi back on runway 03. Alaman traffic, Easy 934 Romeo vacated runway 26, and we're going to taxi on 03 to give way for the other aircraft pushing back from stand 10, whose call sign I forgot. Oh, it's another Easyjet. That's fine. So if we just hold here, we're out of the way.
C4 Golf Charlie taxiing to runway 26 via Alpha. Nice landing in the cabin.
Thank you. Easy 934 Romeo, then we'll taxi, carry the taxi on runway 03, and we'll then take Echo to the east apron. We'll have a look at that landing on the replay in a moment. Right, let's tidy our aircraft up then. We'll leave the strobes on just because we're on a runway, but all the lights can come off. Start the APU. TCAS off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area.
Yeah, the glide slope did look a little bit iffy on that. The overall picture, though, I was happy with.
For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
But we'll check out the replay in a moment. Nice to see a fellow Easyjet aircraft here as well. Make sure our wings fit between these two posts. Get out of the way. Would be interesting doing an auto land here with that glide slope, wouldn't it? Although it's only a Cat 1 runway, so you wouldn't really want to be doing that. Maybe that's why it's a Cat 1 runway. Looks like the Royal Albert Hall there.
Alman traffic is E64 Golf Charlie taking off runway 26 Alman.
Great airport for freeware. It really is. Super Spud making fantastic freeware aircraft. Sorry, freeware airports. Number one shot. Thank you for the follow. That was a terrible taxi. Let's see if we can get that back online. I mean, the marshal has not stood in the best place. There we go, job done. Alright, parking brake on. We'll leave the engines running ready for the ready for the replay. So, how long is that grass? They need to cut it. It's up to his knee. It's up to his knees, bless him. Right, let me come off the VATSIM network so we don't annoy anyone, and let's have a look at the replay then. See how that works. Ah yes, SimFX now doing its thing with the Fenix A320 family. So you will see vapor trails, condensation trails, all that stuff. There it is. Looks really nice. Paul says he's just a lazy gardener. Yeah, really shame I don't have time for any more streaming today, but just wanted to get this little flight in. Probably one of the shortest streams we've ever done. It's going to be less than an hour and a half, this one, but great little flight. Thought the aircraft handled nicely actually on final. Not as sturdy as the 321 last night, but that said, we had decent winds last night, didn't we? I mean, this really was blowing on the nose. Pick says SimFX is amazing but can't justify its price. I know, the only time you actually see those effects is obviously when you're looking out the window. Which, I guess if you're flying, is not that often. Even the water looks choppy, just showing that it was indeed windy. Oh, I'll take that landing. I don't know what it registered it as with the touchdown monitor, which isn't always accurate, to be honest. Exclamation says, fans on YouTube didn't know we were there on Twitch. Yes! Yeah, live streams we do on both. Yeah, happy with that. Let's have a quick look what the passengers on the other side of the aircraft thought of it. Organ, I'm not doing the return, no mate, I'm really pushed for time today, so I'm just squeezing that one in. I'm trying to get as much as we can this week because I'm away for a week, starting Saturday, actually a bit longer than a week. That looks alright, that. Baby bus handled perfectly, didn't it, in that windy weather. FY1, I don't use lossless scaling, just because it messes with the mouse a little bit, and when you're streaming, you've got to have confidence in knowing that it's all going to work. Plus, Streamlabs doesn't like to try and capture it. Yeah, well, lost the scaling is absolute torture when trying to stream with it. There's our display threshold. How far were we from the touchdown zone? Were we any good? Ooh, almost bang on. Centerline touchdown zone. That's good enough for government work. stopped on a dime as well. Beautiful. Right guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's only been a short stream, for which I do apologise, but better something than nothing. Willie, you're now the third person to call that out. Which, given your name, I suppose would make sense. Guys, thanks so much for joining me for our short stream today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Our first little look at the A321. We are definitely going to have to fly further with this, aren't we? And enjoy it a little bit more. VATSIM's really busy, and we've got some nasty weather flying to somewhere like Gibraltar. It'll be great fun, I'm sure. Huge shout out as always to our Easyjet Sim Pilot channel members. Remember, jot down that discount code for when you're next purchasing stuff on the Contrail store. Check out the link for inner builds as well in the video description, as they've got a great sale on at the moment, designed for places to fly to with the newly released A320 family. So yeah, go and check out what they've got to offer. Obviously, using that link also supports us here on the channel at the same time. So huge thank you to everyone that does that. Our next live stream, not sure when that will be, but please do join our Discord server. All announcements will be placed in there. Whatever you are doing for the rest of the day, make sure you enjoy yourself, and yeah, enjoy the Fenix family. I'll leave you with our final replay. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye bye.